Hey everybody, so I'm doing this video today and I'm going to be talking about microgreens and growing indoors in general. Just showing you kind of what type of space I'm converting into an indoor grow room because the greenhouse did not go as planned this winter and we're getting pretty good weather except on the frost days, so it's really about protecting the plants from the frost when the weather drops too low. So we got some shelves set up, and this is a room. Sorry, it's a little dirty in there. This is the room in between the outside of the house and the inside of the house. That's the outside. We have shelving set up, and microgreens are fairly simple. Not much light is required. We do have a window here on the south side of the house, so it does get a good amount of sunlight. And the shelving is really good as far as spacing out. It doesn't have to be this far spaced out because they don't grow that tall, but I do interchange it out between growing letters indoors. And in this, I like the shelving better. Less stuff to spill through. Another thing you need to consider is having some type of protection for your lights. I have plastic on the shelves to keep any moisture from getting into the lights, as well as if you want, you can double up on these pans. I didn't double up to save money. I just got two of each kind to see how they go. I got one with holes on the bottom, and I got a pan without holes, and I'll show you that a little bit later. So let's do the first step. The first step is pretty much creating your potting mix. Now, if you're going to be doing it commercially, remember, soil is not allowed in restaurants, so you want to find a medium that's going to be good for growing indoors, as well as you don't want to bring any pests inside. So let me show you what I'm using. So right now what I'm using is the Burpee Eco-Friendly Natural Organic Concentrated Seed Starting Mix. And this is the coconut. The outside of the coconut, the brown part. This is pretty much what this is. It's not a soil. It's a soil alternative. 100% biodegradable. Expands to 8 quarts in 2 minutes. And super easy, super cool to use. I'll do another video showing you how you can make literally your own coconut mats out of this and literally use like the sheets to grow microgreens. So stay tuned for that. Comment in the video below if you actually really want to see that, because that could save you a lot of money so that you can actually wind up either reusing these or using not so much. So let me go show you how you do this. Okay. So right now I got my girl. Let me help you. I got my girl opening up for me. She loves this. This is so cool of her. It's like a science project too, by the way, because she's homeschooled. So she loves to see everything like all open up. By the way, just a quick look at the garden during the winter time. There is stuff still growing, believe it or not. We do still have stuff growing. We got cabbage and lettuce and stuff growing over here. We got lettuce growing still out here. Some are dead, some are alive from the last frost that we had because I didn't cover it up. Still got cabbage growing over here looking real green. The cabbage has held up real good. This is the winter time actually. This is right now November. We got the herbs. The herbs are still, that's time. I mean, not time, lemongrass. Lemongrass, that wasn't even supposed to be planted outdoors because that's a zone 9 plant. But it survived a long time. It didn't turn like that until I transplanted it. And the herbs are still doing good. My blueberry and strawberry bushes are actually doing good. My tomatoes died, but I got seedlings back here. Now, I didn't cover these up. Some of them are okay, some of them are not. I got to sort through them. But for the most part, you see it's still green. So I'm going to do a whole nother video about growing in the wintertime, what you can and cannot grow in the wintertime, but do not believe the hype. It is possible to grow stuff in the wintertime. You just got to know what. All right. You all right? You all right? So my princess got a little bit in her eye, but let me show you. So we got 2 blocks in here. She's getting it wiped out by daddy now. 2 blocks in here, and I'm going to take it to the back and fill it up with some rainwater. Yes, that good old rainwater. So I got my rainwater right here, and I'm about to let it out. You guys should all get a rainwater bucket. It's super cool, super effective, super fresh, purified water. You know, fluoride in the water, all sorts of stuff that's not good for growing produce. Now, I go bit by bit because you got to figure out how much water you need. Depending on the texture you want, add some more for me. So as I continue to fill it with this rainwater, I want to show you guys what's happening. This is pretty much breaking down just like that. It breaks down real easy. And just starts breaking down, and then you just mix it up as you add more water. So now I just want to show you guys. You see how I have gloves on. You can use your hands. It actually feels pretty good. You just want to mix it up to the texture that you want it to be. I'm I'm going to add a little bit more water, and then I think mine should be good. All right, so now I'm finishing up the soy mix. Just want to show you guys how it pretty much looks. And it says about 4.5 quarts to water. So you can figure out, like I said, some people want the soil a little bit more moist, a little bit more dry. I like it moist because it moisturizes the greens and helps them sprout better. So I'm going to show you guys now how I'm doing it. So I wanted to just show you guys some basic seeds that you can use. I obviously buy in bulk because I'm doing a commercial microgreen project. But this is something that you can do on your own. You can do the sunflowers. You can do mustard greens. You can do cabbage. You can do basil. You can do sunflower. You can do basil again, or cabbage. So these are all the different ones that you can do. So let's get started with how you do it. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to stop halfway through and then I'll show you the finished product. I'm putting this down in here. What I'm going to do is pretty much mash it down. So you can pause that now. Alright, so I'm halfway through with the mushing down process. Pretty much what I'm doing is making like a bed underneath. You can use more or less depending on how long you're going to be growing it. I got some greens. They're baby greens, not microgreens. They grow about 30 days and I will make this a little bit thicker. But since this is microgreens, I'm going to make it thin. So now I put the seeds in my hand. And this is about 1.5 packs. That's why I recommend buying in bulk. But what you're going to do is lightly sprinkle the seeds all over the tray so that they cover it. And you got to be careful because you can't really see the seeds like that, but you want to make sure you get it even so it grows nice. And I'm going to sprinkle it, and then I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to show you how to take care of it afterwards. So now I'm going to be covering it up, and what I do is I sprinkle this on top. You do not need that much to cover microgreens. Let me repeat myself. You do not need that much to cover microgreens because you're just getting the baby, the leaves before the true leaves come in. So it's like kind of like a sprout, but better than a sprout. All right, now, so I got the top down. I suggest you wear gloves. It keeps your hands real good, and sometimes the seeds can get stuck to your hands without gloves. So I got everything mushed down in there. I got it all packed down. What I need to do is take this indoors and block it from light. All right, guys. So right now I'm in the microgreen hub, and just showing you guys, I'm going to be putting it in just like this on the shelf. Put the top on top. I use the one with the holes to let it breathe. 7 to 10 days, and that'll start and be done. So once that starts to emerge in about 4 to 5 days, then I'll move it underneath here. It'll get more light. It'll shine bright. It'll grow taller, and boom. That's how you have your microgreens. Now, obviously, for full commercial production, there's a lot more involved as far as room humidity, temperature control. So stay tuned.